A little bit later on today, new Springfield aldermen are going to be seated, and a new Springfield mayor is going to take the oath, and then they're going to move forward and deal with a whole bunch of new issues under a new city council. Good morning, Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. And let's connect now with one of those aldermen who is getting another term, and he's been around Springfield City Council for decades. And he joins us now here with WMAY, Ward 1 Alderman Chuck Redpath. Alderman, thanks for taking time with us this morning. I guess just let's get on into it. What's happening today?
Well, of course, it's my 8th term on City Council, so hopefully it's last, and no offense, but it's been a long time. Yes, today is going to be a great day. We're having a change of administration in the mayor's office. The treasurer's office, the clerk's office stays the same, and then we're bringing in 3 new aldermen. So we're gonna put together a pretty good city council, and hopefully we get some things done.
Well, and your daughter is also moving up in the city hall. They talk about your daughter Colleen Redpath Fager and the new position that she has.
Yes, she succeeds her boss, Misty Busher, who moved up to mayor. Colleen is going to be the next city treasurer, and she, of course, 20 years ago, she and I were sworn in the same time, and on April 1st, 2003. And so 20 years later, here we are getting sworn in together.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. So let's get right down into it. City business, of course, is what you guys deal with. Just curious, I mean, you already served on the city council for 3 terms in a different ward. Now you're in a new ward, so you're serving again. What draws you to public service like this?
Well, my family's been involved in public service for decades and centuries. Actually, my grandfather started on the Springfield Police Department in 1926, so we're approaching 100 years of a Redpath on the Springfield City Police Department. So I got involved in politics when I came home from the Air Force in 1980. I started working in different capacities, and then in 1987 I got the opportunity to run on the very first city council, and ran in Ward 4, which is in the north end of Springfield, and stayed there for 5 terms. After that, I was term limited, and then I set out for a couple terms, moved out by the lake in Ward 1, and opening came up, and my neighbor said, "You got to run," so here I am in my 3rd term out here now. And
Alderman Chuck Redpath with us on WMAY. What do you see as some of the biggest issues heading forward, and how do you anticipate new incoming mayor, Misty Busher, is going to handle these things?
Well, let me just say this. Misty Busher is one of the brightest people I've ever been around. She worked so hard to transform the treasurer's office for 8 years, and brought back the biggest returns we've ever had on our investments in that office. She will bring a energy to that office, the mayor's office, that we may have not seen before. She's got some good ideas, and there's a lot of things that have to be fixed. And I don't know if you heard the city council meeting on last Tuesday, but they'd like to think that they left us in great shape, but there's landmines everywhere. I've been around city council for a long time, and you just can't put off a lot of things and expect them to fix themselves. Our police department is about 25 officers short, and we got to figure out a way to get those numbers back up. Crime is a little high in Springfield, and we're having a lot of burglary problems. So the police department's going to be a main function, or our main focus of this city council, along with infrastructure. A lot of the roads in Springfield need repaired. I know when Larry Rockford got elected as Ward 4 alderman, he said, "I got to do something about these roads. They're terrible out here." So, I got the same problem out here in the lake area with roads, and so those areas are going to be stuff we're going to do. We have some big issues at the utility coming up. We have a $30 to $300 million problem with our coal ash problem. So we're going to have to look at that. Our water fund is broke, and we need to come up with some ideas on how we can, raise revenues for the water fund and get that stabilized. And then we got to talk about economic development. Downtown Springfield is a mess, and we really need to figure out a way to, infuse some energy in downtown. I know that the governor's office has put together a proposal to help our convention center, and I know that State Representative Mike Coffey, who's also the chairman of the SMEA board, is talking about expansion of the BOS Center, which would be enormous for Springfield. So, in addition to the things that we got going with the rail relocation stuff should come to a conclusion in this next 3 years. And so we got a lot of work to do.
Alderman Chuck Redpath with us. One thing that I know was brought up throughout the years, the past 12 years, soon to be former Springfield Alderman Joe McMiniman raising the issue of public safety pension costs and how those are continuing to grow, and it could be taking away funds from other areas of city spending. How do you foresee the city council addressing that moving forward? And is that as big of an issue as Alderman McMiniman has put forth for the past 12 years?
Well, of course it is. And, Alderman McMiniman was on the city council for 12 years. He'd never proposed any changes or any ideas on how to fix it. We as a city council put together tons of money. We put additional money in the last 4 or 5 years to try to help with that, but it's just a drop in the bucket. We need help from the legislature. And, we have a lobbying group that works for the city council. And one of the main proposals that we asked them to do was to figure out a way on how we can ease the tension that the city has on the funding for our pension systems. We need to go back to the legislature and have them work on a different formula so we can ease the numbers that are going on over there. Otherwise, it's going to have to come in a form of a tax increase, and we don't want to do that. I mean, everybody's opposed to any kind of increases that we have to do, but that is a major problem. It's over $300 million, and the bottom line is that we have to look it in the eye and try to take it on,
Springfield Alderman Chuck Redpath going to take another oath of office today, alongside with other new Springfield aldermen and returning aldermen and a new Springfield mayor. Of course, you've got others who are going to be celebrating later on tonight, but then it's going to be right back down into business. One of the lingering issues, Alderman, is what to do with the Wyndham City Center. How do you see that playing out in the short term?
Well, I don't think that the developer for the Wyndham Center has any idea of what he's undertaken when he bought that thing. His numbers don't work, and we're not going to sacrifice the TIF fund for the downtown area and monies for 23 years of the city's taxpayers' money on a project that he doesn't even understand what he's in it for. So bottom line is that I know that incoming Mayor Busher has been meeting with people talking about the Wyndham Center, and I think that we have to understand sometimes you have to let things go, and that project there is something that needs more help other than what the city can give it.
Well, we'll definitely be watching that closely. While I had the past week off, I missed a couple of Springfield City Council meetings, including the final one for Mayor Jim Langfelder and others who are leaving the City Council. But we'll be back at it with another council roundup next week for the new City Council that's seated. And one of those returning is Springfield Alderman Chuck Redpath. Alderman, we'll definitely be talking again in the near future, all right? Be safe out there.
Absolutely, Greg. Hey, thanks a lot for the call, and you have a great day.
And you too. Congratulations to you, your daughter, and all of those who are going to be taking that oath of office today. Be safe. It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk, and we'll be back with a ton more.